Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tim, I'll be your host, and today we're going to talk about the Excelsior. I bought this locomotive from Accucraft at the swap meet a couple of weeks ago, and it had some issues. It was a shelf queen, probably hadn't run in at least 3 to 4 years, and we took it home and did some inspection. We figured out that there were some parts missing. We figured out that the filler valve threads on the fuel tank were completely messed up, could not thread anything in, and we're going to talk about what we had to do to bring it back to life. This locomotive was also missing parts. There was no blast pipe, and we also discovered that the drain valve there by the rear driver was actually leaking when we hooked air to it and tried to make it run that way. We had to replace that, and then I also tried a ruby tank, which wouldn't fit because the stud on the ruby tank was too short to fit through the floor. So a couple of quick trips to Accucraft, and we filled in the missing pieces, and then the next thing was to try to run it on air, which we found quickly that it would not run forward. At the time, we weren't sure whether this was just stiffness from sitting or there was some other adjustment that was out. We weren't quite sure. We found later that it would run fine in reverse. Pretty typical of this type of locomotives. The main culprit that we found was the location of the Johnson bar was not correct. It had been moved, and when you put it in forward, it was not fully engaging the reversing valve up in the block that's in between the cylinders. We had to get that fixed, and our friend Colton is the one that figured that out. We suspected it, but Colton's the one that basically said it. When we got to Rob's, we were very grateful that he offered us the use of his machine shop, or actually he did the work, and drilled out the threads on the fuel tank so they were cleared, and then he actually tapped through and we could fit the fuel valve. And once we fit the fuel valve, we found the engine fired up quite well, and here you see it running forward after Colton moved the reversing quadrant a little bit forward, I think, so it would actually engage fully and let it go forward. This engine ran well afterwards. Looking forward to running it in the future. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.